The English word plant is a surprisingly ancient word, one that carries not just leaves and flowers, but layers of linguistic history. Let's start with the noun plant. In Middle English, we find plant, meaning a young tree, a shrub, or a newly rooted herb. This came directly from Old English plant, with essentially the same meaning. But the story doesn't stop there. Old English borrowed plant from Latin planta, which originally referred to a sprout, shoot, or a cutting. In other words, a small living thing that's ready to grow. Over time, this word grew to represent any kind of vegetable life. From Latin, planta entered several European languages. Old French plant, for example, helped influence the broader sense of the word in English as any kind of vegetation. This evolution helped turn plant into the general term we use today for all kinds of flora. Interestingly, plant is a doublet of two other English words, clan and planta. These share the same Latin root, but came into English through different paths. Clan, for instance, through Celtic languages. Now, the verb to plant, as in to plant a tree, also comes from Latin, from plantare, meaning to set or place in the ground for growth. This too entered English via Old English plantain and Middle English planten. You can see the same verb in other Germanic languages. But what about the Latin root planta itself? Etymologists give us two possible theories for its deeper origin. Theory 1 connects planta to Proto-Indo-European plekantec, from the root plek, meaning flat. This is the same root behind words like place and plain. Why flat? Because the Latin planta also referred to the sole of the foot, something flat and in contact with the ground. Theory 2 links planta to Proto-Indo-European plekantec, related to roots like plek or plek, meaning to strike or to fasten. This connects to Latin plango, to strike, beat, and ancient Greek plesso, to strike, smite. The idea here is of something being fastened or embedded into the earth, just like planting. So the Latin word planta could either come from the idea of something flat and grounded, or from the action of striking or fixing something into the soil. Now here's an interesting twist. In modern English, plant also refers to something completely different. A factory or industrial production site. This usage might seem out of place, but it actually grows from the same root. In Latin, planta could mean a cutting used for propagation, something that generates new life. The idea of a plant as a place that produces something, whether steel, paper, or electricity, emerged in English during the Industrial Revolution. A semantic leap? Yes, but one that still echoes that original idea of growth and creation. Subscribe to find out more.